SolidWorks routing is a great tool for creating pipes, tubes, cables, and electrical routes inside of your assemblies, but not all users have the Routing Premium add-in. Fortunately, it's still very easy to simulate cables and wires inside your assemblies by using sweeps. Here, I have an assembly model of an electronics enclosure. I've created a couple of sketches inside the assembly to represent the profile and path for the wire. I've used convert entities to copy the geometry of this circle here. I'm going to use this for the profile. I've also created a spline to represent the path of the wire. The spline was created in a 3D sketch. Since we're in an assembly, I can't simply launch the sweep command from the Features tab of the Command Manager. Also notice, if I go to the Insert Assembly Features drop-down menu, I can only create a cut or hole at the assembly level. So how do we create the sweep? We'll create this sweep using top-down assembly design. Before I continue, I should mention that the only reason I created the path and profile at the assembly level is because this is the scenario described in the question submitted. Ordinarily, I would suggest creating these sketches at the part level. Let's go on, and I'll touch on this again in a moment. To begin the top-down design process, I'll go to Insert Component, New Part. Next, I'll right-click on the new part in the Feature Manager tree and select Edit Part. Now that we're in Edit Part mode, you can see the Features tab becomes available, but the sweep option is still grayed out. Since we created the path and profile sketches at the assembly level, we can't use them inside the newly created part. We must use convert entities to copy them to the part level. This step could be avoided if the sketches were created here while editing the new part, instead of creating them at the assembly level to begin with. But since the work is done, convert entities allows us to make use of them. I'll start a new sketch on this face and use convert entities to copy the circle for the profile. And I'll exit the sketch. Next, since the spline was created as a 3D sketch, I'll start a new 3D sketch. Once again, I'll use convert entities to copy the spline geometry, and I'll exit the 3D sketch. Finally, with both sketches created, the sweep icon becomes selectable. I'll launch the sweep feature and select the circle for the profile and the spline for the path, and I'll click the green check to finish the sweep. You can continue to edit and adjust the sweep just like you would normally, but this is a good enough representation of the wiring for my purposes, so I'll click this icon to exit Edit Part mode. Remember, this is just one way to model wiring within an assembly. If you have the routing add-in, the creation of 3D sketches for the paths is much simpler, and can really save you some time if you find yourself in this situation often. If you'd like to learn more about using the SolidWorks routing add-in to model wiring, tubing, pipes, and more, check out Solid Professor's routing course.